Wait, I'm gonna scooch this back.
Okay, wait, hold on a second.
Mukbang with Val and Jo.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be doing a not requested at all McDonald's mukbang. We are so excited to be scarfing down all this food we haven't eaten in a couple hours. Before we start, let's go ahead and address something very important. Our clothing.
We got that merch game.
Because we're all up in this YouTube grind. We absolutely just love supporting creators because
Alicia Marie, David Dobrik.
Right, so she's wearing David Dobrik's merch and I'm wearing Alicia Marie's merch. Absolutely love both of them. They're great. Should check them out if you haven't.
Yeah.
You probably have.
So,
anyways, yeah, moving on. Let's show you what we got.
So in today's mukbang, we have napkins. Here you go.
Thanks.
We have medium fries, which is half empty. I wonder how that happened. Then, hold up, I'm gonna roll up my sleeve. I don't want this getting dirty. But here we have 20 McNuggets.
Chicken McNuggets.
Because we usually eat 10, so like...
It was cheaper. It was like...
It's literally $5 for 20 and it's $4 for 10.
When you're in college, you just gotta think that way, man.
Really gotta think
look
ahead.
for those deals. The next thing we got is dessert. So for my dessert, I got an apple pie because it's vegan. And then Joe got a
McFlurry Oreo. Very important. We're gonna be having
water.
We're gonna have Tangy barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
Ketchup is gonna go in this little cup. Did you get anything else?
No, that's it. So
wait. There's something in here. We got a hot picante, but we're not gonna eat that.
So without further ado, let's start eating food.
Yes. And of course, in this video, we're also gonna be getting to talk a little bit about ourselves, so you guys can get a whole spiel of who we are and how we became Val and Jo, and just a little bit of information about ourselves. But first,
these smell so good.
Food is more important.
They smell so good.
Okay, we're gonna start eating first.
Can I just say, like, there's so many people, I feel like, who hate on McDonald's. Like, I've never seen a McDonald's mukbang. Maybe I just don't watch as many as the average person. I feel like nobody likes McDonald's, or at least, like, everyone here in Texas, or everybody who I've met is always like,
McDonald's? Ew, like, not at all. That's disgusting.
but I absolutely love McDonald's. It reminds me of my childhood.
McDonald's is actually really good, yeah.
Okay, taste test.
Is it yum?
It just reminds me of when I was like 10. So when I was 10 years old, I actually lost my lucky coin at McDonald's. My aunt lives in Canada and she sent me a lucky coin from some tribe up there and I lost it at McDonald's. I carried it around with me for like 3 days.
And now it's gone forever. Anyway, ketchup is delicious.
Ketchup is not very good. Let me just say.
I don't know why
it jiggles. Like,
just because there's nothing wrong with jiggly food. Jiggly food is good. Have you ever tasted Jello?
Okay, but you know what's like high-key weird? The fact that like ketchup is like bright red. Like you look at ketchup and I'm like, you know, like it's bright red and like it jiggles and like it's just not natural. Like I look at mustard and I kind of feel the same way, but I don't know. Like I just think that sauces should be like darker colored because if they're just too bright, then they just look so artificial and like nasty. I digress.
You're just artificial and nasty.
True. That's just right.
Anyway, so we actually have a couple things listed for us to talk about here in this wonderful video. So first thing I think we should talk about is how we met.
Okay, you can go ahead and start it out.
Okay. Okay, so we actually met over 3 years ago at this point, and it was in one of our Spanish classes. We had a common friend. Hi, Ivana. That's you. You're the common friend.
I hope you're watching this.
Yeah.
Support your friend. Okay.
Basically, she kind of introduced me to Val whenever we first started being in the class, because in that class it was all about presentations and like being with groups.
Yeah,
and
lots of group work, yeah.
So, you know, she kind of introduced me to Val, but every time we had group work, I would be with Ivana, she'd be with someone else.
Yeah, I had like other friends in that class from like the previous
we got
year.
it, you have friends. So we kind of met in a Spanish class, and since we met, we kind of just like knew we were gonna be friends.
Let me share why I knew that this was gonna be a long haul friendship. When I first met Jo, she was kind of weird. Like, I'm sorry. Like, she was kind of weird. I would invite her over to my house, and like she would never invite me over to her house. And we lived like 2 minutes away from each other. We lived in the same neighborhood. We lived so close to each other.
Okay, but wait. 3.5 years later, I still don't invite you over.
So I used to invite Jo over to my house like a lot because I wanted to be friends. And so like the second or third time that she ever came over, she like showed me all this anime and all these songs that were like the type of shit that like people who are like really goth and like really emo listen to. Which is okay if you're into that, but like Jo did not come off as that kind of person. So whenever we both sat down and I was like, oh, what you doing? And she was like, I'm listening to this. And then it was like, ah! And it was a little weird, but I mean,
I was going through a phase, okay? I really liked anime at the time, and like it was just nice.
Yeah, but like
it was also my Minecraft. It was also my Minecraft phase.
We support.
We really do. All right?
It's okay.
She was just never exposed to
Yeah,
me.
I was like, I had never really known anybody who was into that, so I was like, oh, what the heck? And then I had to be really supportive, and because I knew that that was like so out of my comfort zone, and I was just gonna like push through, then I was like, this is gonna be a long friendship.
You know what? At the very beginning, after I finally got her phone number and all these things, which I don't really remember how it happened, it just did.
Whenever we exchanged numbers,
oh, it's probably because of
school, because of Spanish.
It was like, hey, did you do the homework?
No, yeah, literally, the reason that we ever traded numbers and probably became friends was because one time we came to class and Jo didn't do the homework. So, and she was like, oh shit, I didn't do the homework. But it was like so easy. So I was like, just give me your number. I'll hit you up with the answers next time because I care about humanity. Like, I just want all of us to like succeed together. You know? Okay, actually that was like low-key cheating, but I mean, yeah.
It wasn't cheating. It's just whatever. But anyway, that's how we got our numbers. But eventually,
so good.
That would be my Minecraft phase. So I would FaceTime her every single day, like before she went off to dance, and I would just be playing Minecraft. And we would just be on FaceTime, like me using my clicky keyboard, and she's just like, so what's up? And I'm like, hold up.
I would because I was used to like FaceTiming with my friends and like talking and like fucking around in each other's houses and like it not being a big deal. But like Jo would just like play and I would like try to talk to her and she would like not talk. It was so weird. And so I would literally just be like, okay, I gotta go. And then like realize that we literally didn't talk like that entire time and I just did homework and she was just on her computer. Oops. So that's how you know that you're just gonna end up having a good friendship. Yeah. If you can just like sit on a FaceTime call, not say anything and just enjoy each other's
and then become best friends for the next 3.5 years and go to college together and be roommates. Okay.
Wait, you know what I really want to try though? Huh. I want to try like a nugget but like with a fry on top. I used to pull this shit all the time when I was younger. I would like put fries in my sandwich and I would put like nuggets in my sandwich, like my burger.
She's one of a kind.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Did it even taste like anything?
You have not lived if you have not eaten that. You've also not lived if you haven't tried dipping your fries in ice cream. It's literally the most delicious thing that you're ever gonna try. Like,
you know,
please do it. I'm dairy free now, so I don't do it, but like, please do it, please.
I actually agree, but I don't like fries. But even with dipping it into the ice cream, it's actually so good.
It's so good.
But yeah, I'm not a fry fan. But yeah, about that. So you're dairy free,
right?
Talk about that.
So I've been dairy free for, oh my gosh, we're in 2019. Oh my gosh, it's about to be a year. So
how come?
Basically, I'm real like in tune with like the things that happen to me. So like for example, if I really want a cookie and then I tell Jo like, hey Jo, I really want a cookie. And then she's like, we ran out. Then I overthink it. I'm like, oh my God, the universe doesn't want me to have the cookie. And so anyways, I never like thought about becoming vegan, going dairy free or anything like that. But then one day, a random video popped into my feed that was like, why the dairy industry sucks in 5 minutes or less. And I watched it and I was just convinced. I was like, this is wrong, ladies.
It showed really gruesome. It shows like the truth about how you get milk, you know, to be at your local grocery store and just stuff like that. And you see like the pain that those poor little cows go through.
Yeah, and I understand that like maybe in some other areas of the world, milk production isn't that way, but because we live in like the US and here in the States, like everything is so mass produced, you can just tell that there's no other possible way for like us to have this much milk and it not be true that they have to go to like some extreme lengths to actually get that. Actually, Jo took a philosophy class and ethics and they talked about how they actually like genetically engineered a headless goat because they wanted to like see if they could do that permanently so that they wouldn't have like feelings because they wouldn't have like a brain.
So basically it would make the humans like making the animals suffer feel more morally correct because you know if they don't have a brain they don't have feelings. If they don't have feelings they can just die and then it's okay.
And then like, yeah, but it only lived for like 5 minutes and then it died.
Yeah, so still a work in progress, but either way, I still think it's immoral to do that.
Yeah, but they do genetically engineer chickens to not have eyes so they can't like peck at each other, because they get really violent whenever they're in like really closed off spaces and they're really close together, because like who wouldn't, like claustrophobia, what the fuck. But yeah, that's why I'm dairy free, Joe. Why are you not dairy free? Oh wait, hold on, I want to say one more thing. Okay, also being dairy free has honestly not been the hardest change that I've ever made in my life. Like sometimes I do really wish I could have ice cream and stuff and like pizza, but at the end of the day, there's so many places who serve dairy-free options. For example, like a place where we live called Creamistry has like a dairy-free base, so you can get literally any flavor of ice cream.
An ice cream place.
Right, of ice cream, and it's just dairy-free and it's like no big deal. Not to mention like almond milk at like Starbucks and literally any coffee shop at this point. And then as well, like Mod Pizza, they have dairy-free cheese. And so like you just go there and you just get your fix on stuff. Oh my gosh, and actually, I was telling Joe earlier, I think like the movement might be growing, like the demand for dairy-free products might be growing a lot more because of the fact that we're seeing such an increase in like all the products that they offer. Like for example, at our supermarket when it first opened up, there was only like 2 types of almond milk, I remember. And then like recently when we've gone back, they've got not only like almond milk, they've got like coconut, soy of course because that's been alive forever, cashew, oat milk, which wasn't even like here in Texas for like the longest time, and we live like in a super metropolitan area, so like it should have been here. And not to mention that now there's creamers. Like I remember me and Joe would literally go to like different supermarkets looking for like almond creamer or coconut creamer, and it was like not here. And then like maybe a couple months went by and they started like putting it in stock. And then also this bagel place that we go to every single Thursday or something in the morning for breakfast, they have now like dairy-free cheese. Dairy-free cream cheese. And yeah,
I'm not dairy free because I'm your typical person who just can't let go of cheese and milk. Like
I showed her the video and she showed her family too, and I tried to get Joe to do it,
and I tried for a bit too. It's just so hard to avoid because it's just in so many things. And like I guess I'm not as strong as you, because Val has been able to go through, you know, like diets and all these things. I can't go through diets. I will give up the next day because I've been so used to eating this one food my entire life, or these variation of foods, and like eliminating anything with dairy is basically eliminating any food that I've eaten my entire life. And it's hard to just like drop some of the things you're so used to eating. And not to say that like you guys shouldn't give up dairy because of that. Like I'm sure you guys are a whole lot stronger than me. I'm really bad with that sort of stuff. I can't like dedicate myself so hard. There are only a few things that I can dedicate myself to, and it's YouTube, streaming, and sometimes school. So and being friends with Val.
No, says that but hasn't invited me over after 3 years a single time.
Okay, whatever, let's skip that. But I guess I'm just your typical weak person, and watching those videos really did like make me feel bad, to the point where I actually tried to go dairy free for a hot minute, and then a hot minute later it was just back to just eating cheese, and it's just so good. But yeah, that's why I'm not dairy free.
Like I said, I'm like a big believer in like the universe and all that stuff, and I just really feel like whenever that video was put into my feed, I really felt it was meant to be low-key. I feel like every single person can make an impact, and so even if it's just me, like I still have influence over other people, and like I can inspire other people by like going, you know, dairy free, and it like not affecting me super duper negatively and stuff. So yeah.
Okay, the last topic that we want to talk about here is how and why did we start YouTube. So do you want to go first?
No, you go first. You can start eating your thingy if you want.
I want to eat one more fry. Not a big fan, but you know what? Ketchup makes everything good.
Y'all are so wrong. Like McDonald's fries are my favorite fries. Chick-fil-A fries are really good too, straight up. But like McDonald's fries are the OG. I have a fun fact. This is horrible. So I have an aunt who works at McDonald's, and she told me that, fact check me because I'm not sure if this is true, but it's something like this. Every 10 minutes they have to throw out their entire batch of fries to make a new one because they get like stale because they're like so low quality.
Anyway.
Or maybe it's just because they just taste better when they're fresh and when they're hot. I mean, yeah, true. Anyways, so that's the sister tea. Now you know that your fries are always in the span of 10 minutes. They have like a timer built into the machine. Okay, anyways.
So I started doing YouTube long ago. If you come from my channel, you would know that I had an old YouTube before the channel that I have now. And I started that one because I really looked up to several Minecraft YouTubers like Paul Soares Jr., Chimney Swift, Lucklin. There were all these like big faces in the Minecraft days way back when Minecraft was just beginning to grow.
What year was this?
It was like the end of 2011 when I started like watching the stuff, and like that's when I first got my Minecraft account. And then it was like beginning of 2012 that I actually started, and then it was like sometime in June or maybe a little bit later than that channel got deleted.
Ooh, why did it get deleted?
It got deleted because my parents didn't know about it, and they were like, this is terrible, this is dangerous, don't do it.
How old were you?
I was 12.
You were 12 years old and your parents were like, fuck that.
So that channel is gone, but of course I started my new channel because I really enjoyed the times when I did upload on the other channel, and I don't know, I really just enjoyed it. And not to say that I was older and wise, but I certainly knew how to keep myself a lot more safe on the internet and not exposing anything about myself.
I agree, like you're so knowledgeable about security on the internet. Like before I met you, I had no idea. Like maybe I'm just dumb.
This bitch literally saw an advertisement on how to get free makeup, and it was like, it's free and we ship it to you for free. And I'm just like, wow, that's obviously fake. Like, anyway, so continuing on.
I trust a lot and she just doesn't.
True. I don't trust very easily. So yeah, I mean, over time I got back into the YouTube grind, you know, playing some Minecraft. I started it back up, you know, thinking that I was gonna play all these crazy games, and then all I ended up doing was playing Minecraft. Kind of what I'm doing right now when I'm streaming Fortnite. I'm like, I'm gonna play other games, and then I go back to Fortnite. It's crazy.
It's a good game.
It's the biggest. So but yeah, I mean, ever since the beginning, that's really when I started just, you know, saving up money for a new computer. It was especially great timing when my old computer literally blew up. I was eating lunch and I hear a loud pop inside of my room, and I'm like, bitch, what? And I go into my room and my power supply blew up, and I got a new computer within a week. I remember that week was the saddest week of my life. I had never binge watched so many Netflix shows in my life.
On a scale of how many Netflix shows have you watched, how sad are you? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it was, I don't even remember. I watched literally everything that was out, and it was like 2014 maybe when that happened. So, you know, not many Netflix shows out there at the time, but it was good.
This was good.
Yeah. I'm excited to start this, but like, I'm trying to finish what I'm saying. And then yeah, I mean, I've been saving up a lot of my money on upgrading my parts. I mean, literally last summer I spent $800 upgrading my RAM, CPU. I upgraded my GPU, but that was something my dad bought, so I guess, you know, not for me. And like, I'm still looking to upgrade more, and do we know if this is gonna go anywhere? I don't know, but I like it, and I will put all of me into it.
She has. She works so hard. It's been so many years and she still works so hard.
It's literally been almost 10 years.
There's a lot of ups and downs, but like, she definitely pushes through, like, no matter what. I definitely think that you're that one person who does it just because they love it so much. Because like, your dedication to like streaming is like, when I go to the gym and like when I go to dance, like, you with nothing else. Like, I've seen you so dedicated and so diligent, I think.
Thank you.
Oh, Joe, you're welcome.
So how come did you start YouTube, and why? Tell everyone everything.
Can I finish my apple pie?
Yeah, I guess.
Hey, yo. No. Here comes the danger up in this club.
Can I just say that apple pie was so good?
Yeah.
What was I answering again? Why I started YouTube?
Yeah, how and why.
Okay, so I haven't really thought about this, but I guess I'll just go for it. Hold on, I have to burp.
You made the lights turn off. What? Oh, that's
This
hot.
happens all the time with your car. Guess who's back? Back again. So I obviously just started YouTube this year. You can ask Joe. I've been literally wanting to for a really long time. But like, before we moved to college, I was definitely not in a good like headspace to kind of begin doing something so diligently that had so much to do with like myself and, you know, kind of creating like a personal brand and stuff. I kind of wasn't in the right place to do that yet. I was waiting for a time when I felt comfortable with myself, kind of, or more so like, I was waiting for a time when I knew I would be the most efficient. Because if I had too much stuff going on up here, then like, I wasn't gonna be able to follow through and my videos weren't gonna be consistent, and I cared about that sort of thing. So I definitely needed to be like in a good headspace, and then also like in a good physical space. So like, how we live in college, I definitely have 100% control of my entire schedule. Like, every minute I choose what I'm doing, and that is like a really big contributor, because when I lived at home, like, maybe my parents would set something up and maybe they wouldn't understand that I needed a certain amount of time, or maybe dance, because I danced in high school and like throughout my whole life. Maybe that wouldn't allow me to commit so much to editing and filming and stuff like that. But now that I'm in college, I'm not necessarily dancing anymore. I have a lot of free time, so it was also perfect in that way. But that has not that much to do with why I'm even doing this at all. I've always really been kind of like a personality, like in dance. I was always goofing around like with all the girls. Like I'm a really goofy person. I love like standing in front of a camera, in front of an audience, and like making a fool out of myself, because that makes me happy. That like brings me a lot of joy. When I was in junior high, I was in theater. I just absolutely love being silly, and I don't necessarily have a lot of like afflictions and like ties with like feeling embarrassed. In fact, like for the most part, I don't exactly get embarrassed. I'm just like, like I don't really care that much. And so I've always felt like putting myself out there in whatever way, whether that be through dance or through whatever creative medium, such as like film or just videos on YouTube, would be a great way for me to take advantage of the fact that I'm kind of like that. And I do feel like I have like a really open personality, and I love sharing things about myself. Additionally, I've always loved, like not just with dance but just with videos, I've always loved like getting a camera and like being super silly in front of it. When I was younger, my parents didn't necessarily like take videos of me, but we did have a video camera, and I would take it and I would make videos all the time of the most random things. Like I might insert some, but they're in Spanish, because when I was younger I spoke Spanish. I remember one time we went to Aruba, so my dad had the camera, and I literally took a video of my little sister in our rental car in the back seat, and I was like, here's my sister, she's cute. Now we're gonna talk about the foot. And I like literally filmed her foot while she was sleeping, because she was in like a baby carriage thing in the car, and I literally filmed her foot, and I like gave this foot a dialogue.
So she was a vlogger.
I don't know. That was probably when I was like 6 years old. And before that, my grandfather had a camera. And of course, as a little kid, you kind of gravitate towards technology and fun things like that. And I remember I would always take that camera and I would take pictures of absolutely everything. Like every time I hung out with my grandfather, I was like, yes, I get to hold the camera and take pictures of stuff. Like it was just the happiest thing ever for me. When I was younger, I would always put on shows for my family, like before 6 years old. Always put on shows with my family, with my cousins. We would get together and we would put on little like dances or acting scenes where we would like sing and dance. It was so much fun. And then I grew up, and then at around like 11 years old, I started making a couple more videos. Around that time, I was really inspired kind of by like Niga Higa, by Jenna Marbles. I was watching them at like age 12. And so I started making a couple videos of my own. Some of those are still up, which I guess I will either link down below or put a clip of it here.
How come you're always such a fuzzy young man?
Yeah, I don't know. I've just always really loved like goofing around in front of a camera and like showing my personality to the world. Also, I love being creative. I have like so many ideas for videos, and
She's very creative. She barely like started YouTube, and before she even posted her first video, in her notes, like on her phone, she has like 20 video ideas already. I have like 2, and sometimes I have 0, and this bitch has 40 written down on her phone right now.
Okay, wait, but that's not the point.
And they're good too. I've read them.
Yeah, I know. I'm like so proud of them. Okay, but here's the thing. Like now that I'm in college, ever since like I've left dance and I've left that creative outlet where I can like put my personality into a character, I've really been lacking that outlet. Like I really love to perform. I really love to do just absolutely anything that has to do with like creativity and me getting like to put on a character, or like not even just like be myself on stage. And it has just been so relieving to be able to do that in front of a camera, and then also like come up with like the backstory, because in dance I always wanted to choreograph. I always loved the storytelling aspect, and I feel like YouTube has a huge storytelling aspect to it as well. So I just think that it's absolutely amazing, and I just come up with so many ideas, and I have such like visions for absolutely every video I make. Like I have a vision, like I can see it in my head. And even before like YouTube, like in high school, like I made Jo like edit this video for me. I literally sat next to her and I was like, okay, I want you to do this, and now do this, and now do this. And I like synced up all these shots of like me dancing to this poem. It was like for English, but I don't know, I really like the way it turned out.
And only a couple months later, I taught her how to use Premiere.
Right. But the last thing I want to say is it's been like super crazy, because I think also I have a lot of like ambition. Bless you.
Thank you.
I'm definitely a person who like loves getting things done and finishing and seeing the final product. And so literally when I was making like my first couple videos, which weren't even for YouTube, they were like for scholarship applications, I would literally like be in my bed and I could not sleep, or I would literally be sleeping and I would wake up in the middle of the night like multiple times. This happened to me for like a week, and I was just having like ideas for videos, or ideas for the videos that I was already making, like whether that be like editing or something we could add or something we could replace. It was very overwhelming. My mind was just like, and so I feel like that ambition, if I kind of like chill out a little bit, is gonna really be beneficial for me on this platform. And I'm just really excited to be here and to share myself finally.
Well,
sorry, that was so long. I have no idea how long I talked for.
well, I do suppose that does kind of sum up what we were trying to do for this first video.
McDonald's is so good, and we are
oh
so...
my gosh, sorry, but I just thought of something so great. Ready? Monday McDonald's mukbang.
I literally told you that when we were in...
Yeah, but you didn't say Monday.
You thought it.
Oh, you thought it.
I thought it. I literally thought...
God.
Shut up! No, because we don't eat junk food on Mondays.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, but I mean, we could upload it. Oh, that's kind of fun. That's kind of fun.
Except our upload days are Tuesdays.
Well, there goes that idea.
Please no one steal that.
Anyways, if you want to see more, let us know down in the comments, or give this video a thumbs up or subscribe, whatever you want to do to show us that you like this video. We will very likely be doing more of these very soon, because these are so fun. Love to eat food, love to chat.
And hopefully next time it'll be daytime, so we don't have to use these unreliable lights. That's okay. We love you. Thank you for being here. Anyway, thank y'all for watching the video. If y'all have any personal opinions from anything that we've talked about, be sure to leave it down in the comments. And yeah, we'll
get excited for next week's video, because it's gonna be a good one.
Is it?
It's gonna be a very good one.
Okay. Anyway, peace out.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship, zooming through the sky.
Ew. Please stop. Please. I'm not putting that in there.